Welcome back to Adventures with Bam. I'm Brent Billings.
And I'm Maggie Billings.
And this episode has us considering our Thanksgiving traditions.
Cozy.
Cozy.
Yeah.
The tradition is to be cozy.
I mean, it's a good tradition. But talking about traditions is cozy.
And also somewhat of a tradition of ours, really.
Is it?
Yeah, we talk about traditions a lot.
Oh, I guess. On the podcast, you mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think in real life too, but it's more of a like, how are we going to carry out this tradition this year? Is usually the real life conversation.
True.
So Thanksgiving, for me, ham instead of turkey and all the sweet potatoes you can eat. Also, sweet potato pie is the superior pie to pumpkin in my mind. So for real, all the sweet potatoes. Give me all the sweet potatoes you have. No, I think you misunderstood me. I think you heard me say, give me a lot of sweet potatoes.
What
give
I said.
me all of the sweet potatoes you have.
The Parks and Rec reference for our listeners who didn't catch it.
Ye of little faith.
Those feel like adult onset traditions.
Yeah, I don't know that I don't know.
Tell me about your childhood.
Childhood Thanksgiving? I mean, it's just like
because you had never
typical-
had sweet potato pie until I started making it when we started dating, I feel like.
Yeah, sweet potato in pie form is definitely newer.
Mm-hmm.
I've always preferred ham over turkey.
I mean, of course, it's the superior
as
meat.
far as I can remember, anyway. Not that I necessarily... I think we had just like very traditional Thanksgiving meals on Thanksgiving growing up. I don't think there was anything particularly unusual about it. We had, green beans. We had stuffing and sweet potatoes and turkey and whatever.
Here's a question. Are there foods that you liked as a kid growing up for Thanksgiving that you don't like now, or vice versa? Foods that you didn't like as a kid and now you're like, actually, this is great.
I don't think I've grown to dislike anything other than maybe turkey. I think maybe when I was very little, I was just like, oh, turkey, that's just what you have
eat.
to do. And
yeah.
I understand it is the traditional meat for Thanksgiving, but when I have the option of ham, I gladly take that option. I think I ate a lot more other stuff, whereas now I'm like, just give me the ham and the sweet potatoes. That's the part that I really want.
Right.
And it's Thanksgiving, so I'm just going to...
You're going to eat what you're thankful for.
I guess. I don't know. But I really like stuffing or what do you call it? What's the other word for it?
I think dressing.
Is it dressing?
I don't know. My family calls it stuffing.
Yeah.
Look it up.
I think the difference there is like the stuffing is stuffed into the bird and cooked that way versus is it dressing? Whatever the other word is.
Traditionally, it is stuffed, but like often it's not.
But anyway, I like that. I like green beans. I don't like mashed potatoes, but yeah, that's always been the case. Like, I don't think there's been a whole lot of evolution other than just like a realization of I know what I really like among all these foods, and I'm going to eat more of those than anything else.
Yeah. You don't have the pressure of eating the other things just because they're part of Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
Fair. For me, I mean, we always watched the parade, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Oh, yes.
Did you watch that growing up?
Probably sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
I was certainly aware of it.
Sure.
Although maybe from films.
Miracle on 34th.
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably just know about it from that.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, it was just always on, like on our TV while my mom was doing all the work in the kitchen growing up. So there were a few years that we tried to, I think, where we did Thanksgiving here and we don't have like broadcast television. So I remember there were a few years with Seth and Anna where we're like, maybe we can stream it. No, couldn't really get it streaming. Maybe we can find, I think one year we found one on YouTube. Like we found a recorded one from a previous year on YouTube and tried to play it because I wanted the parade like playing in the background while I, prepped Thanksgiving dinner at our house in Moscow. And that did not go well. For some reason, like 4 years in internet years is like 20 years as far as video quality goes. But yeah, having the parade on Thanksgiving feels like Thanksgiving to me. I need the the white noise of like, and now here's this Broadway play that you've never heard of. And they're going to do this number. And here's this band from this high school in Kentucky. Like, I just love that. So definitely the parade. Food wise, I mean, lots of the traditional stuff. I think my family didn't start doing ham probably until around the time that we started dating. I think most of us like ham better anyway, but it was like, well, Brent loves ham. Let's have ham. And, we all saw the light. So there's always turkey at my family Thanksgiving, but there's usually also ham. Fresh cranberry sauce is a non-negotiable in my family. I have never had canned cranberry sauce. I don't plan to.
Wait, you've never had it?
I've never had it. Why would I? I did not know that canned. So probably in my early 20s, I feel like I heard about canned cranberry sauce and assumed that it basically looked like the fresh stuff just in a can, And then I don't remember, I saw a picture of it or something, or I think saw it in a movie. I don't know. And I was like, whoa, that's not even the same thing. That's just like a gelatinous blob. How is this? It's not the same. But our friend brought some over tonight. We had a little Friendsgiving. And, I was like, I can make fresh cranberry sauce if anyone's interested in it. But I feel like a lot of people just don't like cranberry sauce, fresh or canned.
Check.
Check. You don't like it either way?
No.
You're crazy. It's the best.
I don't like cranberries.
Fresh cranberry. Yes, you do. You like craisins on your salads. Those are cranberries, my friend. They're sweetened cranberries. That's what cranberry sauce is. 2 parts sugar, 1 part cranberries, baby.
I think I just got friend zoned over cranberries.
Friend zoned? It's a little late for that, I think.
You said those are cranberries, my friend.
Well, we were friends first. We'll be friends till the end.
I don't prefer the cranberries. Those are just the only option at the co-op. So I put them on the salad.
Yeah, I feel like your eating habits are weird. I feel like you eat things that you say you don't like, but you're like, well, it's interesting, so I'll eat it.
It serves a purpose.
I don't love that. Anyway.
I think this is actually a Christmas thing for me, but I'm remembering going to my grandparents' house in Kansas City, and I'm pretty sure this accompanied ham. Which makes me think
cranberry
it was actually
sauce, or what you're about to.
What I'm about to say.
Okay.
I think they were too traditional to have ham on Thanksgiving. I'm pretty sure, and I'm not even sure that we did very many Thanksgivings in Kansas City. Pretty sure most of the time we were in Wichita, but we did. My grandma made this like ham with pineapple rings. And cherries.
That's a thing.
Yeah. So I love that.
Sure.
But I'm pretty sure that was a Christmas thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing, which I think we just had basically anytime we ate there, were crescent rolls. And then I would like take a bite of the crescent and then I would fill it with honey. And then I'd take a bite and fill it with honey. I had my own honey bear that I got to use for meals.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's delicious. But you're just not a cranberry guy.
Nope, not cranberries. We did have cranberry sauce of some kind. I don't know if it was canned or fresh, but there were cranberries at my grandparents' house in Kansas City for sure. I remember it being there, and I remember never being interested in it.
They're just so sweet and tart and delightful. Oh my gosh, cranberries. When my favorite is when I get a bunch of different stuff on my plate, and the cranberries are just leaking a little bit in everything. You get like a little bite of mashed potatoes. It's got a little cranberry sauce on it. I am not one of those people who needs my food to be separated. Generally, on Thanksgiving, I'm like, yes, get it mixed. Like, let's get the stuffing on the mashed potatoes and the cranberries and everything. It's so good.
We did a little pseudo Friendsgiving this week, and you made a different recipe of sweet potatoes, which had this very kind of, I don't want to say runny because that makes it sound too watery, but like a not
caramelized.
Yeah, whatever. And same situation there. Like I was very happy to have that juice soaking into the bread.
Get them juices.
The sweet potatoes were kind of crispy, not like undercooked.
They were fresh.
But they weren't mushy.
I think, yeah, that's the difference. So usually, we've always done canned sweet potatoes or yams, whatever you call them. I get the canned kind and then just dump them, drain the liquid, dump them in a pan, heat them up, and then throw the marshmallows on last minute, toast the marshmallows. That's always what we've done. Well, I'm, in my 30s, trying to gradually continue to make healthier choices for us and for our children and pay more attention to nutrition and preservatives, blah, blah, blah. Well, canned foods freak me out a little bit when I start to think about them. I'm like, food shouldn't last this long. like if I grew sweet potatoes, and I know how science works kind of, and you can things and technically, like, there's a reason, but they just shouldn't last that long, I think. So the other day, so I'm contributing sweet potatoes this week for my family Thanksgiving. And, I've always done the canned stuff. And this week I was like, what if I did fresh? But I don't want to peel and dice the potatoes. That's where I draw the line this year. So I, bought the fresh diced kind. And yeah, I think that's the difference is the canned ones are sitting in a can, soaking in the high fructose corn syrup for who knows how long. And these are, they are fresh. So
you're getting a little crunchier. The sweet potatoes are getting a little crunchier.
Yeah. You know what? I'm for it. So yeah, otherwise, I mean, our meals were always pretty traditional as well. And then my family, I feel like for as far back as I can remember, pretty much we finish dinner and clean up. Usually naps happen somewhere in there, and then watch a Christmas movie or two in the evening. At that point, we're like, all right, it's Christmas. Let's eat and watch comfort movies. So that will, I'm sure, happen.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah, I don't know. Are there traditions that we want to instill in our children for Thanksgiving? Things that we do or things that we don't do or we should do? Or
Well, Darius has already caught the traditional sweet potato enjoyment, so I think my work here is done.
Yeah, Torrance not really into it. He's not much of a potato guy.
Yeah, he'll get there.
I'll get there. I will say, I didn't do it this year. This year has been a little crazy. This November. Last year we did a thankful tree in our front window. I had some butcher paper and made like a big tree trunk and cut out a bunch of leaves in different colors. And each day, all four of us, took a leaf and wrote down something that we were thankful for. And we had just this big, beautiful tree up in our window for the month of November. And my plan was to do it again this year. But I kind of didn't. I don't know. I forgot, didn't think about it until a few days into November and was like, well, maybe it doesn't matter. And Darius has been bugging me about it for the last couple of weeks. Like, when are we going to do our thankful leaves? And I've had to be like, sorry, man, I'm a bad mom. And I've been a little busy trying to keep us all afloat this month. So we haven't done the thankful tree, unfortunately. But I love the idea of just being very intentional in general, but sure, why not, specifically for the month of November, to encourage gratitude and just thinking intentionally about what we already have and what we're grateful for, especially as you go into a season that is associated with overconsumption. So I would like to do a better job of that next year and in general, I think. Just the gratitude traditions.
I mean, I think it's a good annual tradition, but it could be just a regularly recurring tradition, not necessarily every single year.
Yeah. Maybe we should do it in December.
I mean, I'm all for it.
Just to offset the, I want this toy and I need to make these 16 treats. Like, no, we don't. We don't have to.
Well, we'll see what happens.
We'll see. I'm sure we'll talk about it.